And probably in closing argument when all the evidence is in, we'll talk to you a little bit.
I live in Missouri, and I don't believe the data because I see people every day, and that's not true. But that's cool. You believe what you want to believe.
More about the why exactly in that moment did she do this. But for now, I want you to just understand the sequence of events and what happened with it. She takes his body and puts it in Dodge Journey, Georgia tag TEN 9300. And she begins the cover-up. The cover-up is not just the lies to the police. The cover-up starts immediately.
Like the lies with this case when it happened, if I remember correctly, there's at least 4 or 5 of them. Like she'd tell one story and then change the story when the story started falling apart, and she'd change it. And then when that story started falling apart, she'd change it. And that story would fall apart, she'd change. I think it happened like 4 or 5 times. For sure.
Little after 1 a.m., she drives down Buckhalter Road.
You can't go by this case being the way the people are. I can find cases of people in the north part of the world that have done the exact same thing this girl did. The exact same thing. People are violent if they want to be violent, if they choose to be violent. It has nothing to do with where you live. Nothing at all.
Which turns to the right here, it's still Buckhalter Road at that turn. And comes into Ogeechee Road right here.
And if you think Detroit and California ain't worse than the states you mentioned, that's sad. You're looking at the wrong data.
And she pulls into this mobile home plaza. It's right here. Mostly what you're seeing is trees, but there are mobile homes in here. This is Azalea Mobile Home Plaza. And there's a convenient standard dumpster sort of hidden away under some tree cover in the tree line there. And she throws Quinton's body away like a piece of trash about 1:17.
Everywhere, every place, all over. And if Missouri's on the list, it's not Missouri that's the problem. It's St. Louis that's the problem. And that's with most states. Most states, there's one Pacific area that's the problem, and people associate it with the whole state. So like with Illinois, Chicago's the problem. With Michigan, Detroit's the problem. Like, so every state has a city that's the main problem. Not the rest of the state. Just one big city that's the biggest problem. So ours is St. Louis. Like I said, Michigan's is Detroit. Illinois is in Chicago. Like, and then you associate that with everybody. You just can't do that.
She drives home. This is another export from her phone, showing that her phone was locked.
They're going to rank higher in education because there's more people. Michigan and California have more people than the states you mentioned. So yes, they're going to rank higher. They got more people. You gotta think. If there's more people, things are going to rank higher than if there's less people. It's just the facts.
From 2:01 in the morning until 9:13 in the morning.
Yeah, every state has lots of cities. But usually the cities, the big cities, are the problem, not the state. You're missing the whole point. This has nothing to do with this video, so I'm not going to talk about this anymore.
And this is just kind of a shorthand way of saying that's roughly about the time she.
I am understanding. You're wrong.
And her phone is inactive. Now, Danny went up for work.